Yes, I take from where.
Sorry, if I may just also like paraphrase what the two said.
Yes.
Part of what your party leader spoke about yesterday was fertilizer subsidies.
Yes.
But wasn't he in the same government when these decisions were being taken? Is it fair for him to claim credit for successes and then now distance himself from the failures of this government?
Olive, if you listen carefully to what His Excellency William Samoei Ruto has been saying, is that they had an agenda, they had agreed on the growth trajectory of the Jubilee government. They had a very smooth and easy time during the first time. And the foundation that they built in in the first term, is what actually made them to be elected or be elected in 2017. And they had a 54 to 55% approval rating in terms of elections of 2017. So indeed, Kenyans were approving on the foundation that they had been elected on in 2013. So coming into 2017, there was the Big Four agenda that was agreed upon, that they need now to build on the foundation that was set in the first term. But along the way, the president believed that he can take charge of the country all alone and with an advisory role from the opposition. So there was a shift of administrative way of doing things, and also how they manage politics. So, and being a pragmatic politician, I think, and being a deputy president, apart from being a principal assistant to the president, there are other privileges and roles that the constitution other than the role of the principal assistant. Coming to the issue.
Caleb is shaking his head. And if I were a mind reader, and if I'm channeling what Caleb is thinking, if the DP, pardon this term, was a lame duck in the second term, why did he not resign?
You see, Olive, I've been saying all along, and I think I will not belabor that point. William Ruto is not a quitter. You will never see William Ruto. Understand, they were having challenges in the second term. When you bring an opposition, somebody who lost in an election, democracy says that you go home. Right now, let me give you an example. In American democracy or in progressive democracy, once you lose, taking care of her grandchildren, Donald Trump will no longer hear of Donald Trump. So I fail to understand how some. Let me build on the issue.
What I want you to respond to, Karon, it after your clip. That clip of President Uhuru Kenyatta saying that he was abandoned by his deputy president.
Olive, let me address the issues of the challenges of understanding from Alex Matera's perspective. You see, once you elect a government, democracy, particularly our democracy borrows quite a lot from the American democracy, or even the UK British democracy. The buck stops with the president. The person that we should hold accountable is the president. Today, voting back or voting Raila Odinga, you are essentially voting high cost of living. Because essentially, Raila Odinga...
Yes.
Let me say this. Okay. Uhuru Kenyatta is the chairman of and the party leader of Azimio coalition. Essentially, voting Raila Odinga means that you are voting the high cost of living that we are currently experiencing.
Okay.
Today, the challenges that my brother Alex Matera was alluding to in regards to the dams and what have you, the DPP, the Director of Public Prosecution, was very categorical that the Deputy President had nothing to do with it. Essentially, in fact, a government officer squared the blame on the office of the president because he is the person who is the final signatory. And let me tell you, there is a government policy, a silent government policy, that you can't execute a budget that is or a project that is over 100 million.
Is that were meant for the dams were misappropriated.
Has he gone to?
He said it. It was at State House, and I can't remember who he was meeting. The same day he lambasted the church for accepting money from the political class. Alex, he's raised an interesting point, and we've been told time and again that Raila Odinga will continue the legacy of Uhuru Kenyatta, or intended to meet at KICC the other day. So, is it as he says?
And he's a distinguished graduate of the Hustlers Indoctrination Center at Karen. And you can hear the way he can be able to share propaganda flawlessly, like just the boss. And probably to remind him, because you are making a request for a clip, I'd also make a request of a clip of his boss, William Samuel Ruto, launching the construction of a fertilizer manufacturing plant in Eldoret. Because if we cannot subsidize and manufacture our own fertilizer, then it means the prices of farm inputs will always go high. We already have Kenya seed, but we need fertilizer. And for your information, why we even say the war of Ukraine, and sorry to say so contrary, is actually affecting even the lives of Kenyans. Because fertilizer is actually imported from Russia and Ukraine. If you cannot be able to get it here, at you know, the landing cost cannot be convenient enough for any farmer to buy, the cost of fertilizer actually shot from 3,000 to 6,500, almost double the amount. And you can imagine now what impact it had on the common Kenyan. And also closely linked to that is also the aspect that it's not just a Kenyan issue. If you go to a nearby country here in Uganda, maize flour actually is retailing at almost 230 shillings. If you go to Tanzania, the same case. I think yesterday I was watching your news and you were covering demonstrations in Ghana over high cost of living and the inflation. So it's a global phenomenon and we should not try and limit it and blame it to someone else. Tanga, because of political expediency, Maina Karobia would be very at ease to now even start blaming that probably the president of Ghana, Akuto Addo, had a handshake with Raila Odinga, and that's why the prices of common basic commodities has actually skyrocketed in Ghana. Or you have seen even Americans failing to purchase fuel because the cost of fuel is too high. I don't know whether Raila Odinga had a handshake with Biden in the US so that the prices of fuel have gone high. Okay. What we are saying as Azimio is simple. That first, you need to introduce subsidies to our farmers. You need to ensure that the prices of fertilizer has gone down. You need to ensure that the prices of fuel has gone down.